The Magic Realm can be a dangerous and frightening place. The Glinthawk's watchful eyes will keep your artifacts safe, or will sacrifice our services for free. Glinthawk Security, returning artifacts to their rightful owners since 2010. Glinthawk Security.
And that's it. That'll be our intro for today, everybody. Little Stranger Things action as I'm looking forward to Halloween coming up soon. You know me, it's August. It's close enough, right? All right, so been about 2 years since I played something like this. This is Illusions. Excuse me. Had a little bit too much here. Thank you, Shiraz. Chimpskey is going to be out today. He's off having some adventures with little Nim, so good for him. We've got 18 basics here. Thanks for joining me nice and early, Dreamers Tango and Insomniac Images. Good to see you, and Karuni, Bacon Master. Always good times. All right, so we got 18 basics. Really, we have a lot of things to do with these extra islands. We'll get to that in a second. We got Cloudfin Raptor, Phantasmal Bear. I know, what year is this, right? 2005 or something? For Preordain, for Vapor Snags, for Fathom Seers. This is a really good card in combination with Snap. You tap 2, you return 2, you tap 2, return their creature, untap, tap them, bounce the lands, play it. Sometimes you can get this guy out on turn 3. It's pretty sweet. Krovikan Mist. Now, this is a very controversial card. I don't know if anybody's having a controversy about Illusions. It's not very often played, but we're all about Rogue here. This card, you can't go too hard in the paint. A little basketball terminology there. This is great when it works. Otherwise, you just got to treat it like a flyer. And I mean, I treat this kind of like a lord, right? Like a Sliver's Lord. And you can't, with only 4 of them, you can't really hunker too much down on the whole, about the biggest I've ever gotten it is a 7/7. Out of this list is Dreamstalker. I just found it was just not doing enough in this list just because it was an illusion. But other than that, it was kind of like a turn 2. Once in a while, it'll save your land drops and act like a core Skyfisher effect where you can return the land and get it back. But anyway, Snap, no problem. Counterspell and Foil, all 4 ofs. Foil really goes well with Fathom Seer here. And we have 3 Murmuring Mystics. I tried 4. It was just a little much too often. And we also have Moonblade Shinobi because all these things make illusions. And so we kind of win through a swarm mentality, whether it's blocking and to stay alive or the other. We've got our typical 7 package of the 4 Hydroblast, 3 blue Elemental Blast. I really swear by this. I almost lose every single first red mountain game, and then I win the next 2 almost every time. 3 Curfew for those hexproof matchups. We got 1 Echoing Truth for just anything that kind of slips through the cracks. 2 Fade Away, Blue's best evasion mechanism there. And then we have 2 Relics just because. So we'll go like this. I actually didn't have any graveyard hate for a long time, and then I was like, you know what? I'm getting a little skimpy on that. I better pay some respect to the graveyard there and hope for the best. So yeah, I've been just was trying to think of another way to use the illusion tokens with the Murmuring Mystic, and I was like, you know what, that would really fit well inside of Illusions. And I played 1 or 2 games, and I was like, this is pretty fun. And then Racket Lasse or Lasse. I can't. I gotta try it. Racket. That's what I'll call you. Woo! We got a pretty high curve here. I got a turn 3 Shinobi, followed by maybe a turn 4. It'll be clunky. Stuff's not gonna stay alive. We'll keep it. Go like this. Man, this is such an exciting weekend for me, everybody. So the town I live in is called El Segundo, California, and we are our little league. I'm not even into baseball, but I really like the little league that's on ESPN. We are in the finals today, and if we win today, we'll be the USA champs, and then we play the world for everything tomorrow. And so for the last week, wife and I have been going to way too many bars, way too often, middle of the day type stuff to cheer on, and the whole town's there and the news crews are there, and so yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty big stuff. It is a massive tournament. Okay, that's enough islands. Good grief. So yeah, that's today at, I think, right after the show. So my show might be a little late in uploading. So apologies to you YouTubers out there. But really exciting. They broadcast it and it shows like their favorite foods or movies and stuff like that. So a lot of fun. And then also my youngest, Aaron, he just won a modern tournament just the other night. And now he's going to back-to-back RCQs today and tomorrow. So my money's on him, obviously. Whoa. Talk about what year is this? That's right. Detain. Forgot about Detain. Trippy. Everything going good in the chat? It seems like everybody stopped talking all of a sudden. Just want to make sure I'm still live. All right, we'll go like this. Double check here. Whoop. Yo. Okay. Off we go. Make sure here. Okay. I guess everybody's just quiet. All right. I'm still a little like in my old mode of my old PC. I'm just like, I got to learn to trust things. Speaking of that sports, I've been hunting Greater Omaha Youth Football shirt on eBay for that sweet. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's something to it. Major League's impressive and stuff. I've just never been a baseball fan. I like playing the game, but watching it. But the kids, it moves really fast and it's really fun. Torvis in the house. Good to see you, my friend. So yeah, early good vibes to my boy to do good in the RCQ there. Hopefully that all works out. Looks like we're not going to have to worry about too much removal. Just a swarm here. We'll have plenty of swarms to beat or to at least block their swarms, right? After having played some White Weenie last week, you kind of get used to the efficiency of such good creatures, and it's kind of frustrating when you just have typical creatures. They don't have Vigilant or Lifelink and stuff. Oh, nice. Tormagoyf. Probably always say that wrong. Speaking of saying things wrong, I still have to redo the voiceover for Phyresis. I always said Phyresis, which is incorrect, but I said it that way for years. You all laughed at me. Quadratic Hawk with the wiki emote. I love it. We've got one of my favorite commercials for our first break, Bottle Gnome Bourbon. Don't really see that in Pauper too much. Long ago you did, around 2007. It made some sideboards when people were having trouble fighting Opera. My goodness. Did I say we have a bit of a problem with this move here? Is that we're probably only going to get in with Moonblade once. That darn Bugler is going to have a lot to say about it. Oh, we'll get a little critter out of the deal. Woo! Good times. Yeah, it's just weird, man. This one bar, the local news came out, and everybody was just going crazy. And so today, the Little League, the only team we've lost to was Texas, and so we face them now in the finals. So it's kind of like the revenge game, and their pitcher for Texas was the one that our kids played great, but this pitcher from Texas was just, he had our number. And so I'm hoping that was an anomaly, or that maybe our kids learned, and he's a lefty too. Remember my whole thing about lefties and what an advantage that is. Thank you, Bacon Master. Well, it's coming up in probably about 40 minutes or so. Get in some games here, then off to the bar to see, hopefully, the World Championship team become the best in the States, and then go off to the World. I think we either play Curacao or Panama. No. Chinese Taipei, I think, are the two that are playing today on the other side. We have these are 12-year-olds, and one of them is 6'1". It's like, geez, could you imagine? I don't know if we're going to be fast enough here. Our Mystic is going to do a lot of work next turn when we're able to, if we draw any spells instead of all these lands, because we're going to be able to really have some good defense out there and stop them from at least attacking with that Azorius dude. Yeah, Murmuring Mystic seeing some play. I mean, 4 is a lot, but it's getting out there. This list just doesn't want to see a lot of life gain and stuff. I mean, most lists are that way. I don't have too many ways of getting around it. All right, well, it's not too much of anything, is it? I'm going to just go all in here with this. Next turn, I'll probably Raptor Mystic and then Mist. Gotta be nice if we had a creature here. I think I might just block that Bugler with our Moonblade, because we're not getting through a Vigilance creature, so we might as well trade it instead of taking 2, and maybe if we draw our other ones, it'll get through. I'm not sure. Oh, Nichols with some good advice there. Well, you know, the Soldier payoffs, there's quite a few boosters. About once every 2 years, I'll be playing online, and somebody will have a really good Soldier list with, you know, the pseudo lords where it gives a defense or offensive bonus. And, you know, like any deck, when it draws right, you're like, oh my God, did they finally crack the code? Like, you know, what do you call UG madness in Pauper, right? Everybody's always trying to build that, and it just doesn't seem to be able to work. But every once in a while, I always say it's like, you know, slot machines at Vegas. You only hear the noise when it's like exciting and things are working, not when it crashes and burns the very next game. So got to kind of keep that in mind. All right, it's blocking time. I'm tired of getting beat up. We don't have any way to gain life, so I was shocked. As I get older, it is alarming how often you think like, oh, I played that about 7 or 8 months ago. No, 2 years. It's like, whoa. That was the last time I played Illusions. Oh, an Anthem effect here. This will hurt. They're going to hardcast Rally? Or not. Yeah, good way to use Vigilance, that's for sure. Darn. Whoa. We're taking 10. I'm sure glad I blocked. We lose our team. Man, this is working out well for our opponent. We're going to lose this one big time. Little flooded. Didn't draw any spells. It's a pretty even mix. We got about 18 lands, I think 21 creatures, and the rest are spells. Ideas Unbound. I haven't seen it in a while. Can you just write it out for everybody? So, oh yeah, I've seen some good Rebel lists for sure. Well, I think we're going to have to clog the board here just to try to stay alive. I don't think we're going to be able to. We'll play the Raptor. Let's see. This will be a 1/1 or a 2/2. I'll bring out the bear first. Come on now. As we evolve. Evolve into the might. Boink. Sure wish I had one of our 8 bounce spells. Don't think we're going to get out of this one. But Master, you finished writing those spells just yesterday. Don't you remember? Juicy's heart froze. I love that one. That is a great one. Top 10 easily. You're right. Well, we got a pretty nice assemblage here, but well, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. I'm not going to block with it, so let's attack. We got 4 foils, 4 counterspells for 8 hard counters, and then we have Snap and Vapor Snag. I tried Withdrawal. If you could bring that up, Shiraz, I'd appreciate it. Very, very good card in this list, but in the end, I just cut it for one more creature. Because you could target their creature, and then you return, you know, one of yours, like maybe your ninja or something, if in a situation like this where the vigilance is there. It's pretty nice. You can always snap your own dudes and stuff. Stay away from the bear, though. I do love Phantasmal Bear, though, because it reminds me of, oh my gosh, what was his name? Mezzle, the old, used to be one of the, there we go, there's the veteran swordsmith. used to be a staple in fairies, actually. First turn bear, second turn ninja, before all these great critters were available, right? Alrighty, well, we got to try to kill some stuff here. What is the smartest sequence? We're going to lose stuff no matter what. So let's, I guess we'll block here, here, and here. As we go to 1. So you got another trick. It's better than going to 0. We just keep, it's like we keep spilling stuff on the floor and we just keep mopping stuff up. We can't really pour a damn glass of juice and drink it yet, meaning attack. That was a horrible analogy, sorry. Just feels like I'm just playing catch up just to block and kill stuff. Well, hello. That's a little late to the party. I wish I had one more card in my hand. We do have this. If maybe they're flooded, they just don't have anything else. We can at least block that arrestor with our illusion and hope for the best. Probably die like the rest. Yeah, that paying for it is, I think, Mursmith. Good card and all. I just think that's asking too much. Usually I hold out at about 4 mana with this deck. Probably shouldn't have dropped that last island. Just too flustered and getting beat down here with all these awesome soldiers coming our way. Oh, better write that down. Come on, lands. Be flooded. Let me untap. Let me do something. Yeah, if they flew, I would love Mursmith, but you're just making dorks on the ground. I love War Falcon. I've brewed around that many times. That is a hell of a good card if it's in the right deck. I think next week I'm going to be playing the McSlash's Rakdos list. I was meaning to do that today, but I was just a little too into this list here. Is the counter worth it? I think we need a blocker more than we need that, and we can just hard cast it. So I don't want to get into that Dread Return. Remember about 2 weeks ago, we were playing One Land Spy, and I could have just cast Dread Return, but I played it like I had to discard it, and I was like, oh, what am I doing? If we could pull this off, it'll be pretty cool. VOTV, any standout cards from Wilds of Eldraine? I'm a bit confused on that set. I need to really, my problem is I've looked at it twice, and both nights I had a little bit too much to drink, and so I was going, oh, this looks too confusing. But nothing screamed at me. Does seem like a pretty good list. And I watched Tolarian Academy's video on like the next 3 years of Magic that are coming out. It's crazy. They're so oh, we got to do this, right? 4. Cast this expensive counter. Bloop. Make a bird. Put that there. Okay. Let's recall here. Hey, at least we made 2 little birdies both ways. One with a ninja and one with, let's see, token creature illusion. Token creature bird illusion. Yeah, this one would be a little creepier, huh? The other one's a little cute. Now we got them scared. This is when they're like, oh no, are they really going to come back from this? Probably not. We need a Preordain. Oh, there's a new card for Blackburn. Anybody want to write down the stats or copy paste it? I'd appreciate that. Oh, that's a pretty good draw. I would have rather Preordain into this, but at least we have an attacker now. Can end the game pretty good. I'm not sure what to go in here with. I'll probably light them up like this, huh? Well, no, we're at 1. You know what? I don't know if we can attack here. I'll just come in with 1. Gotta keep 2 flyers out. We don't have any journey defense here, so don't want that War Falcon pecking at my feet. I don't know of any flashers on flying. I mean, I guess they could be playing Raise the Alarm. That's a good point, Quadratic Hawk. Had a surprisingly busy week at work. Uh-oh, there's more fuel for the fire. As we hold on to Hopeless Hope. Hopeless Nightmare. An Hopeless Nightmare enters the battlefield. Each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. Right now, the battle is put in your graveyard from the battle. Describe to sacrifice. Oh, yeah, I saw that cycle of those things where you can sacrifice them and they're... All right, let's see what he's got. There's plenty of ammo here. Oop. Search party, dude. This isn't too good unless he attacks with everything, which would be bad for us. Bugler again. Rhino's getting through. Ah! Get smaller. There we go. Beefcake, 1999, with mono blue tribal deck. What's the argument against Distant Melody for some late game gas? There isn't any argument. That's a pretty good call. It's just I don't want to see it till it's the perfect scenario sort of thing. I'd almost favor my Preordain in that spot right now. Speak of the devil. Woo! Hey, we get some creatures now. All right, let's go. Big no here, bottom, and then definitely top. Hey, we'll play this and flip it right away. Sometimes you can wait and get the foil, the stick, or do it in response to something. It always feels like you're a champ when you pull that off, right? Do that in response. Cool. All right. Let's go in with a 6/6. Hold everybody else back. At least we got Journey Defense and Anthem Defense and a Vapor Snag 2. If I wasn't at 1 life, I'd consider Vapor Snagging my own Fathom Seer. Doing that again. Would have been nice if we had a foil counterspell, right? And we could just be like, counter, counter. Gush with extra steps. That'd be a funny, like a alternate art, and then they have that as the flavor text. You ban Gush? Watch this. Just been so over the moon with my new PC. Man. So sleek. Gush with a body attached. Yeah, I tell you, when I cut Dreamstalker, I was just like, I know it's an illusion. That was about it. Yeah, keep watch. Yeah, that would probably be a bit better. All right. Boy, I don't want to bounce those, do I? I got to kill some of these, man. I think they have some sort of Anthem effect here. Gonna try to keep some of these illusions alive. Yeah, it's a good point, Bacon Master. It'd be funny if somebody that doesn't know Magic or streaming stuff, you know, they just eavesdropping and they hear me say that sentence. That's a good point, Bacon Master. And they're like, what? They have a cooking show in there or something? Oh, and I finally get to play pickleball tomorrow too, so it's a really fun weekend. And there's a good UFC fight tonight, and et cetera, et cetera. It's a jam-packed day. Here we go. Boom. This isn't going to do much. Now, do I try to kill the other one? I think I do. I know this is going to kind of eviscerate our team, but I've got to use removal where I can. 3, 3, and 3. Let's go. We got counters for if they got something. I know. Definitely don't Vapor Snag nothing of mine. I'll be dead. Most satisfying wins are when you come back from 1 life, though. I doubt we're going to be able to do it. They just have too much gas with those buglers and such. Plus, we already know what's going on here. Here comes out a Search Party Captain, we know, in the rocks, so I shouldn't be too worried about Anthem effects here. Yet I just can't bounce a bugler, you know, that'd be ridiculous. However, I could do it to their veteran soldier, and then it would only, it wouldn't take out as many creatures. I don't have to worry about it anyway. There's another, I think it's Dream Prowler. If it attacks alone, it can't be blocked. And you guys know me, I love evasion. It's like a 1/4 or 1/5 for 2 and 2 blue. And I was like, that looks pretty interesting, but sometimes theme isn't worth it. He's going to kill my 2 birdies. Must reduce numbers. All right, what are we countering? Search Party. Yeah, we're countering that. Make a bird. Why didn't come at me with everything there? Yeah, it's a really weird play. Why not come at me with everything if you have Anthem in your hand? All right. I still have a pretty good board. If I Vapor Snag anything, it might be the War Falcon. Tap target creature and opponent controls. No. Dismiss all. They're hellbent. We're good to go. So they got a good tapper there. It's also quite the mana hog. Ooh, and that dude. I guess we attack with, you know what? Let me do this now. Bounce this. Get another token so our mist hits a little harder. Attack. Yeah, it's pretty hard to beat the Ephemerate, right? Where are our foils? I'd really like to have one here and just pitch all these islands. Or another Fathom Seer. Something. Is the rocks making a comeback? Or is this a journey that's going to end the game? Opponent's like, die already. All right. Soldier spells cost 1 less. Kind of irrelevant. Helps that dude. Gotta be careful here. Come on, Preordain. Preordain. No. Not too bad, though. Let me snap my own dude here. Get a birdie out of the deal. Yep. Untap here. Boop-a-doop. We'll go like this, face down. Turn lands. Draw cards. Counterspell feels pretty good. Attack. That damn War Falcon's getting in our way. One more snap, we might be able to make them pay. There's a new set that looks like I think it's in 2024 they're going to go back to Lorwyn with the little Kifkin and like forest creatures and stuff. That set looks really good. But boy, there's a few sets coming out that I'm just like, they don't look very good. Like Magic poking too much fun at themselves in a bad way. Look at this. Do we have the win next turn? I almost just shipped this and went to game 2. Yeah, that Western set, who knows? Yep, you got to do it. Hey, yo, hope they do something right now so I get another blocker out of the deal. Battle cry, everything gets bigger. Tap a creature. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. We block with everything. Really doesn't matter too much here. Make sure we do the right ones. This is going to be one painful day for our friend here. Unless there's some... So nice to have Counterspell in hand here. Come on, do something so I get a token out of the deal. Do something. No. Here we go. This will give us the kill. We came back from 1 life. Can I get a round of applause? We had 1 life like 10 turns ago. Nothing in their hand. We could really rub it in, but I'm just going to come on over with this and seal the deal. Clap, clap, clap. Woo, man, that was a satisfying win. Just talk about rotten reunion. We're like crawling out of the graveyard. Just woo, that was fun. Alrighty, we know what's coming in here. Probably just 2 fadeaways. Got to be careful. This can hurt us too, but when we're down and they're tapped out, we can maybe make that work. What to lose? What to lose? Boy, where was our bounce, huh? The Shinobis felt a little underwhelming in this matchup. There's just too much ground, and we don't really have a way to make them fly, so I'm going to cut 2 of those. Keep 1. Keep 1. Grave Scrabbler impersonation, yeah. Grab a clip of that on Twitch, right? My goodness. Every game goes that long. I'd have like 5-hour streams. He might not be able to finish this game. I think they've only got like 11 minutes left. Woo! Good times. All my various crackings, trying to keep them off mic. I actually have a checkbox I forgot to check where I'm like, it just says crack. And so like I crack all my knuckles and neck, back, everything, because I know that sounds gross on camera, but I forgot today. So apologies for the percussion in the background, courtesy of my bones. Mtmentat, you were at the top of the show, my friend. I love that shot of you out in the woods sporting the propaganda mat. That's some like rage fandom. Love it. All right. I got to put together that darn card contest again for the lookalike stuff. When we first did propaganda, we had a neat little contest where you would try to find magic in real life. Like if somewhere in your town, maybe there's a bridge that looks like this, probably pretty rare, and you go up and pose on it, and then you send it in with, as kind of a. It was a contest, and we had some islands. We had Urza's tower. There was some power plant somebody set in. There was an illusion. The guy went halfway in the wall with that. There's that one guy with I think it's a ninja. But the artwork, he's like halfway in a wall and stuff like that. There was a lot of really good ones. I think Unearth won that one. Somebody actually went out and buried themselves in the snow and did like snow covered Unearth. Yeah, fade away is just, boy, it's all or nothing. Did our opponent skip out on us? Hope not. Hopefully they did not. Yeah, Lorwyn that's a very cool little set, boy. I don't know if they just don't have enough time to finish or what. Boy, we sure were creature heavy. Oh, good. I'm good for you. I'm not even going to try to say KJ, I'll call them. All right, let's open up the yards. We've got Preordain early and often. I'm going to keep this because of Preordain. We do have 18 lands. I was playing with 17 for over a week, and they're definitely arguable, but like any deck, I don't like to mulligan. So with 4 foils main, I was like, you know what, I can go up to 18, have a little bit more consistency and such. So yeah, Mtmentat. Yeah, it's about the 2nd or 3rd time I've used it. I just love that picture of you. Like I said, the show's going to be a bit slower to get up to YouTube today just because I've got so much stuff going on in life. All right, we'll just start the aggro nice and early here. I like the Raptor play here. just in case I, fall into an island and just mist. Sit on Preordain for a while. Who knows? Oh my God, COVID again. Good grief. I swear the news just wants that to be a thing again. All right, let's go. Well, that sucks. Come on, help me out here, deck. All right. We're not going to be seeing you for a while. I'll say bottom that, top this. Now, we could just hold on to it and counter stuff, right? That'd be pretty reckless. Man, I've been working from home so often this last month. I'm going to go into the office on Monday, and that's about it for like another week. Just been working from home, my new office, just loving it. Playing a little bit of hooky. Taking damage, not names. A little stultified here on our progress, but worst case scenario, we're going to be able to attack for 4 in the air next turn. That's not too bad. Keep up with the race, right? Oh, I see. You actually have COVID. I see. Yeah, I watched the news the other day, and I was just like, you could just feel them like, we want to be relevant again. It's like, go away. 103. Ooh. Damn. My thing, I've always been blessed with almost never having headaches, and I do mean almost never. It's like usually accompanied with a head injury, like I get a concussion, then it obviously makes sense. But my wife's just plagued with them. But I make up for it in nausea. I have a super bad car sickness. Like I can not these, but my other prescription that's for far away. If I even look out like this out of my glasses, it's something I can get a little nauseous just from that shift of vision. Pretty crazy. My mom didn't believe car sickness was a thing until she had me as a baby in the car. I was like, Mom, I don't feel too well. She's like, oh, it's all in your head. And then I painted the inside of the car. Sorry to disgust everybody out there, but these are facts. Can't believe we won that game. Still kind of high off of that. Like I can lose all the rest of the games, and that one's just like, yes, so satisfying. What's that gambling saying? Money won is twice as sweet as money earned. That's kind of what coming back from one life feels like. Oh boy, don't like seeing that. I put in an extra land so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen, and it's still happening. Oh well. For sure. Well, we definitely know what we're going to be foiling. Probably the fadeaway here, unless they just tap out and we get the numbers. Well, we've got our own Skyfisher, but not much sense in doing anything else with it. God, we really need to land here. Dr. Comrade, nice to hear from you. Is this a new flavor of the illusion list? It is for me. I think I'm probably the only person in the world playing illusions. About every year or two, I'll dust it off and see what it does, and it usually does pretty well. My God, I wish I had an island in hand, because we know we're going to get anthemed here. They're going to tap our Cloudfin. Battle Cry is a thing. And we lose our whole team. 3, 6, 9, 11. Come on over. We'll go to game 3. Show me the anthem. No anthem. I mean, we can't win if we block there. We probably can't win anyway, but gotta respect this. Whenever he attacks, tap. That's such a valuable ability. Very underestimated. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3. I just can't win here. All right, we're going to game. I don't see a line that can win there. Fadeaway feels pretty underwhelming. You have to have like a perfect scenario, and they're not skimping on their mana. So I'm going to go back to what we had. Maybe one Shinobi, one Echoing Truth. It's just I don't really want to be returning stuff. A lot of their stuff I don't want to return, but maybe I'll return something of my own. Just make sure not to slip and accidentally target your birds, right? Yeah, I could put an island in my hand, and they just that tapping soldier, the rhino dude, doesn't look like much card, but boy, in combat, it's like, whoa, makes you really have to overestimate defense and everything else. So, craziness. Apologies to you fans of the intro at the top of the show. I just felt like going with the Pauper things as a sort of a pseudo intro. I was like, hey, this will work. Try something different. Yeah. That rocks as a 3-drop. That's a good point, Dreamer Stingo. Man, this guy just is like getting out the abacus or his sideboard. I think he took almost all 2 minutes last time. Pretty nuts. Well, while we wait on this guy, we'll go over here. Boop. There we go. So yeah, foil, hell of a card, especially once you get to 4. It's so nice to just sit on these and keep your extra islands out there for surprise value. Being able to do a double counter with like two islands is pretty sweet. Oh, that's a good point, Dreamer Stingo. Sometimes they don't hit submit. It's like, that'd be funny. You're into this game. You're like, yeah, I really like Magic Online, but man, it takes so long to sideboard. And it's like, you know, there's a submit button, right? Submit never. Yeah, who's fighting tonight? It's the Korean Zombie in the UFC and Holloway. Yeah, I have a feeling both those fighters are on their. I know the Korean Zombie's on his way out, meaning like he's past his peak, and his expiration date is rapidly approaching. I kind of feel that way a little bit about Holloway the last few times. Holloway had that rocket rise where he seemed unbeatable. And then, especially like when he beat one of my favorite fighters, Brian Ortega, that was like the pinnacle of his talent, his crest. And then after that, it was just like, there were all these matchups where I'm just like, that person beat him? I was like, what? And like by outboxing him too, because he just seemed like he was just like Muhammad Ali compared to everybody else. And then just like, nope. I didn't know we have an even split of 1 and 2s. That's pretty cool. If it wasn't such a good first game, I would just jump into the next game. But our opponent here is here we go. Looks like we're finally ready. Let's go. I sure wish they kept the old M for their logo there. Yep. I'm kind of forced to keep this. Got an early dude out. I don't know. We'll keep it. Bring this out here. Play the island pass. Watch the movie Annihilation again. I'm just obsessed with that movie. It just creeps me out. Every time I watch it, there's like a new something that just, I'm like, ooh, man, didn't see that before. Like when the tattoo just appears on her arm and she's itching at like this sore in a scene, a couple scenes earlier, and it's the same tattoo as one of the soldiers in the film that they find, and it's just, there's such resignation with that end scene when her husband, I'll just say, does that to himself. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but highly recommend Annihilation. Like I said, I've seen it like 4 or maybe 5 times now, years apart. And first time I saw it, I was like, that's really good. And then the second time, it really bugged me on like a cellular level. Well, I could do without that, but we'll go Raptor attack, I guess. This is very underwhelming right now. This is really when we want to find our Mystic with all these spells in our hand. Totally polar opposite from our first game where it was just creature. The soundtrack for Annihilation is amazing. I've had that downloaded. There was a composer that, I hesitate to call him a composer. He was a YouTuber that really liked good music. His channel's gone now, but I was able to rip just the audio files from my favorite. He would go through and just really take all the best elements of a soundtrack and make them all like a 20-minute long song. So glad I have those recordings. You hear one of them on our YouTube with the ninja on the front. It's just the mix that I use when I'm brewing, and it's from Ex Machina. Really, really, really like that one. I think I'm going to snap this. No, I'm going to Vapor Snag it. I'll tell you why. One, for tempo. He's playing that so that other things cost less. So I'm going to make him pay 2 to just redo it. Keep our life total a little healthier this time. I'll try to keep the rest of them for our Skyfishers and such. Be nice to drop a counter here so we can... I think our obviously the Anthem effects is what we want to counter. But to prevent that from even being that relevant, I think the Bugler is probably target number 1 for counterspells if it comes up. If I have a choice. Whew. I think this person is just resigned to lose on time. Reason I didn't snap there is I like to hold snap back. Somebody's in it. Oh, good. Good card to draw right now. Boink. Keep snap for our own Fathom Seers and such. I do love playing bounce. Surprising how effective it is. Non-white creatures get stuff. What's going on here? Well, that's a bummer. Darn. Is this worth saving? I think the mist is worth saving. I'll snag our own dude. Wish I could have snapped there and then snagged. Just need 1 more mana though. Did they overboard? I don't think Holy Light's all that great against us. We're going all in with these Bally Rushes here. Oh man, I love having Echoing Truth here. This is great. And right. Well, that was a productive turn. Look at that. Land. All right. Thank you for listening, list. I could just bounce their entire team. Probably just wait, though. It could just bounce their entire team, and they could just reset. So what we really want here is like an Anthem effect. And we could snap the sword and then Echoing Truth, the Valley Rushers. Coffee's making my nose get a little misty. Too much steam coming up. Keeping a minute. Radiant Fountain. These are getting awfully cheap. Raven Wings. Let's snap here. Echoing Truth here. Not going to do too much good, but it keeps us alive. We got to get lucky. Draw like a Mystic here, followed by like a Preordain into good stuff. They're pretty easy to reset here. It's just a tempo play. I like this. Let's keep them coming, I guess, right? Let's keep getting bigger and bigger. We got our own lords. Problem is they have anthems. Water Wings, I think of a flotation device. Yeah, me too. Always heard tales growing up, kids would always put those on their ankles and you'd hear about, oh, they drown, they flip over. I'm like, really? All you got to do is arch your back and waddle over to the edge. But scariest water thing growing up for me, my father lived for a time up in Redding, California. I guess we let this through. And how cool would another Lord be right here just for the win? But he lived up there, and there's a lake called Whiskey Town Lake, one of the scariest lakes I've ever been to, because there's a fumarole almost. It's a water intake, and at least in the 80s, it was totally, all they had was a thin little rope around it with some buoys. Man, that thing, I was so terrified of that thing. Just this hole that would just, and every few years you'd hear about somebody falling in it or whatever. And one time we fell asleep on the no, we're just dead here, right? Yeah, we can't win. We have to just block. Shoot. Block, 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 block. Yeah. All right. Oh, well, it looks like we're going to lose. But anyway, woke up, and our raft was getting very close. We were about 30 feet from it. And, you know, the water's starting to pull the raft in. Oh, my God. Never paddled so hard in my life. You should have, I think I saw a recent picture, and they had like some official like chain link fence around it so you can't fall in. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. It's like, people were way too forgiving in the 80s. All right. They got us with 5 minutes on the clock. Good for them. Woo. All right. I'm going to go get a refill. I'll be right back after we watch Bottle Gnome Bourbon, one of my very favorites, courtesy of VO from my buddy Eric Bergen. Be right back.
We've handmade our signature Bottle Gnome Bourbon for over 5 centuries. We use 3 different types of grains: crop rotated corn, rye with infused relics, and malted barley from Ginju fields. Only the finest radiant fountain water is used, which contains limestone that contributes to a better tasting bourbon. Hoping to add nutrients like Mage Mark magnesium and calcium that our newly sprout swarm yeast needs to thrive. Next, we mill our grains every upkeep and cook them using the fiery breath of kiln fiends. From there, we vapor snag mutagenic samples till we get the alcohol content exactly right. Finally, our bourbon is aged in new, fire-forged and patented trefoil oak barrels, a distinction we take pride in. As seasonal rituals change, temperatures rise and fall, and our bourbon interacts with the woodland spirits. The color and the flavor of the now fully mature bourbon comes from the caramelized Sprite sugars and the charred oak until it is ready to be untapped and bottled. Bottle Gnome Bourbon, a magically reinforced blend of the finest quality.
Available at all Singer superstores.
And we're back. All right. Coffee refreshed. Hope you all are too. Yeah, try saying that fast. Tree folk oak barrels. That took many takes. Ooh, one of my favorites. Ginju Fields. Cataclysmy. Let's go. I think we'll keep this really counter heavy. Got to really hold off on that first turn foil. It can really maybe a Monastery Swift Spear is relevant or worthy. All right, cool. Let's preordain into something good here. Might consider keeping a island heavy draw, huh? Yeah, I'm going to say top. Top. Awkward. I'll probably foil in a foil if something like a Kiln Fiend comes down right here. Don't mind that at all. Boy, this is like some flashback episode, right? We're seeing Kithkin and now Keldon Marauders, which used to just be a staple in Burn. We kill many tree folk for each barrel of Bottle Gnome Bourbon. I'm with you there. Quadratic, you get me, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, let's we'll slow roll this a little bit. Try to play some correct magic. Speaking of hexproof, I've always liked the glass kites. I know I brought that up a couple weeks ago, but I just like the name, a glass kite. That first spell that targets it is countered. It's like that's almost as good as hexproof. I just wish they would have kept going with that theme and given blue some Like just maybe one good common that's like a 2-drop, that maybe like a 2/3 Skyfisher type with a glass kite ability. That'd be pretty sweet. Or heck, make it a 2/1 or even a 3/1 or something like really fragile. Tempting that lava dart to have to be used both times, sacrificing the mountain. All right, will our raptor survive? Find out in today's exciting episode of Propaganda. Yeah, they seem to thought of everything else, but... All right, what's the payoff here, Keldon? You're just going to do honest damage here? Tried many a times to make that vanishing stick. I could come out with some way to do that. Mayhem Patrol attacks. Target creature gets a bunch of stuff. All right. This is the Super Rogue show, huh? We will keep one of these islands in. Oh boy, this just got really interesting. Actually, I think we play the Mist here. There's a few angles there. I've sensed some sort of like equipped coming up, so Vapor Snag I want to keep back. We do have the double foil. At this stage of the game, it's probably best to just wait and then hard cast it. Not like we're really beating down too much here, but... Ward 10. Oh my god. Might as well... sort of hexproof. Also known as Ward 10. Well, Kill the Marauders did its thing. 5 damage. This little dude's cool. Very cool artwork. Devil Warrior. It'd be pretty cool to have horns. Of course, walking through doorways would get a little old, right? Be like, dunk, ow. Depending on how large they are. I've never really studied this art. What's going on here? There's some like merfolk of the sea absorbing some sort of incoming barrage, a little scatter shot. Among wizards, poor timing is the most consistent mistake. That's a pretty good quote. Never read it before. Here he comes over with Menace. Doink. Why the huge pause on the attack there? Rift Bolt showing up. And what else? Another Rift Bolt. Probably save this to trip this. I'm going to let these go. Like that. Well, we've got that play, don't we? Change of plans. Could bring out the Shinobi here. I'd rather do this. Let's trip this up now. Get our little illusion bonus. Boing! Hey! Good to see you, Phantasmal Bear. It's almost like I planned it. There's another illusion. I considered the 6/6 Dreadmaw. It's 2 and 2 blue. It's a 6/6 illusion with trample and blue. It's a lot of an investment for like a lava dart to take it out. I don't mind it when it's a 1-drop and a bear. It kind of feels like, haha, you used, removal on this. How reckless do we get? We'll see. We'll keep that mist alive for sure with one of these foils. All right, where are we going with this? Who's getting the axe? Oh, explain it, Quadratic Hawk. I don't know. I have that one memorized. I saw some alternate art of Ginger Brute the other day. I forget what that was for, or even if it was a Pauper thing, but... Apologies for our opponent's slow play here. This is getting a little ridiculous. That's targeting us. I'll accept. Targeting us again. Okay. Scream Puff. Yep. There's 2, and then it's going to be 4. We will be double blocking this. Oh, yeah, I can't really do much about that, can we? I think we just take this now. Ouch. Those sort of effects really hurt in this style of build. Just don't have a choice. Come on over. We'll get our Moonblade, bring our Fathom Seer back, and sit back on all these counters. Is that little Mayhem Patrol going to get us? My goodness. Well, let's get into that point where we got to start doing this here. Say to you, we'll discard this and this. Didn't see that coming, did ya? Woo! It's always that digital pause when you play foil. They're like, what? Wait, that's Pauper legal? I thought they banned days. No way of countering anything. They have 3 cards. I do say we attack here. I'll play for the win here. Attack. We'll Moonblade. We'll have 2 blockers, which are going to pretty much have to block here. Moonblade here. Let's bring this dude back. We'll get an evolve counter, and our mist eventually will be the same. Kind of an even-sided attack, but we get better next turn. Oh, what am I thinking? No. We don't get 2. We only get the 1 blocker, and he has Menace, so this might get a little dangerous. There are 3 cards in their hand. This is feeling very fragile. I mean, they're dead next turn, but we probably are too. I probably should have countered that. For some reason, I thought that it was still my turn when he did that. I was like, what kind of effect is this? And I just clicked through it instead of doing stuff. But pretty good use of Menace. Boink. As we die to a misclick. Burn. But I told you, usually all mountain lists, I always lose game 1. Can't block. They just get on in here. We could have countered that. Who knows what that other card is. If it was a lightning bolt, we're still dead. So I don't feel too bad about that. Misplay. Well, very obvious inclusion. All 4 of these, please. And then all 4 of these. I'd rather kill stuff than bounce it. We will get rid of the snags here. Favoring killing stuff. Good blocker. I kind of like keeping these. One of these, maybe one of these. And a bear. Let's try that. Fruitcake Elemental. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. If that card exists and it's not a food, give me a break. Although you could argue some fruitcake is so bad that it probably shouldn't be counted as a food, right? Especially if I cook it. I was talking to a very famous chef that I play pickleball with, and I asked him, what do you what's the hardest thing to make? And he thought really hard about it. And in the end, he said eggs. And I was really surprised by it. And he said, because everybody's so used to doing them their own way, and they have like, you know, their version of what, like a steak is rare or whatever, but like over easy is somebody likes it really runny, somebody likes it this way. And he goes, it's just, you can never please anybody when you're just making eggs. He goes, it's kind of the most intimidating thing. I was like, whoa, that's a trip. Apologies for all these very slow opponents. Well said, Dreamer Stingle. And indestructible food. Yeah, most fruitcake is. I was so pleased the other day to find molding bread. I know that sounds weird, but God, everything's so... My wife, whenever she gets bread, it's always this artificial crap, and she finally got real bread. I was like, look at that. It went bad quickly. I'm like, that's good stuff. Get very suspect. We have these tortillas we've had for like 5 months, and they're just fine. It's like, I'm not eating that. Throw those in the garbage. All right. Let's see what we got here. Got a pretty counter-friendly hand. Probably save these for permanence. Let most of the instance through. It's loose game plan. Always good to have one. 2 more weeks till football starts here in the States. American football. Pretty excited. 49ers looking really good. The team I follow. The Wizard. Let's just do it. Boink. Get out of here, sucker. Probably use it on it in 2 turns anyway. So we'll tempo out. All right. And he draws a good one, even a land, because then we've got that Mystic. Pretty hard. I'm going to have to double bolt it. That saves us 6 life. Is there anything? Yeah. No. I'm trying to think. Is there any spell in Pauper that just gains 6 life? I know you can do it with Weather the Storm with 2 triggers. I'm talking like it just says gain 6 life. I thought there was that enchantment from Zendikar, but I think that gains 8. I'll counter this too. Staying in the tempo game here. Preventing 5 damage technically. We'll bring out the Seer. Try to hold off on flipping it. I'll save that for the Mystic. Of course, we're guaranteed to hit Mystic. You know what? I like the Preordain first here. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm forced to flip this when I don't want to, just to get value out of it if they bolt it. Well, here's our kill card. We want both of these, darn it. Top. Mystic's going to have to wait. This is a little too much value here. Doop. Barndoon, Pulse of Marasa. Oh, that's right. Duh. One of my favorite cards. Thank you for that. Life goes on. Is 4 and 8. 6 life. Nourish, that's right. I remember seeing Nourish in sideboards back in the days when you had to actually work to gain life, right? Now it seems like every card. Gain 30 life. We'll let the power level just keep rising up and keep life gain along with it. That's why you got to go with Infect, baby. Light Infect's been getting a lot of love. I've gotten about 3 emails just this week on, when are you going to play that list again? I'm like, we played it pretty recently. We played about twice a year. It's a fun one. Really surprised how underwhelming all that glitters is in my list. Doesn't seem to be the closer that it is in like Thopters or other things. Old school, yes. Well, that's got the Mist's name written all over it, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a pretty good point, Quadratic Hawk. Mog Fanatic. There's a card whose stock went way down when the new stack rules came out, about 12 years ago. Used to be able to block and do the damage and then sack it. Any new players are like, what is he talking about? So good that they got rid of that. That was so hard to teach people. It's like, well, yeah, it's dead, but it does its damage, then it dies, and then it's like, well, wait, what? Then you can still do stuff like you're falling into death, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I got an idea. It's very clunky the way they had it. Had magic, never had interrupts, just stuck with instants and sorceries. And I'll even say didn't print planeswalkers. And then always had the rules like they are right now. I think it would be probably 30% more popular, because I think it lost a lot of, just lifetime fans initially, because it was just incredibly, one of a kind, too complex, everything. And then, you have all these except on Tuesdays rules, and it gets pretty crazy. I just barreled through with ignorance until the MTGO came online, as I've said many a times. I was a big fan of when MTGO came out. I know I've said this before, but it really helped my understanding of the game, because it used to have these transparent arrows, and it would show me how Magic worked. And as a visual learner, I was like, oh, I got it now. Remember right where I was when that happened. Well, to zap or not to zap? Yep, that's a good play. Bye-bye, Mystic. Let's do the thing now, since I've missed a land drop. That's why I wanted 18 lands. A lot of times I'm just one away for far too long with that thing. So, let's see. I ain't too afraid of the man there. Let's go. Oh, yeah, here we are. Look at our awesome army. We can hit for 1. Oh, interesting, Dreamer Stingo. I'm watching some old videos where we were playing V3. I do like, I don't have too many complaints on V4. I'm very glad they got rid of the custom backgrounds. It looks a lot more elegant. Used to be able to choose one of 16 backgrounds, and oh god, they look so gaudy. I always went with the poker green felt, was just plain. Really helps stand things out. You could key it out too. I know it's a popular position to bitch about MTGO, but I really like it. They're really missing a lot of cash in some ways. I don't think this is worth blocking. 2 spells. Let's block. If they allowed for some customization or personal avatars and things like that. And you upload Decklist to the cloud. I mean, if people could have their own personal avatars, I bet that would be a big selling point. I'm sure everybody would be willing to pay for that. I mean, if every single user did it, what's that going to use up? Maybe a couple gigs on a server in the cloud somewhere. Make the file sizes really restrictive, like when you make emotes in Twitch or something. I do like what they do with the World Champions when they put their visage on a card. That's pretty sweet. Incinerate to the face. All right. Don't see that card very often. Can you finish it off? Is our Fathom Seer no more? We got no creatures. All right. Good play, good play. We've got nothing for days. Guess we hard cast the Mystic next turn. It's not that great, is it? I think I'm going to blast this now. Boink. You've done enough damage, sir. Opponent's a little flooded. Hopefully that sticks around. Awkward. Awkward, awkward, awkward. Guess we bring out a Mystic. Don't have to worry about Swifty anymore. Actually, just one bolt to the Mystic and smash into it. Swiftspear does its work, right? Yeah, turn 6 is pretty valuable. Well said. Another reason we want to always have our lands available, because we're bouncing them and such. All right, I'll bite. I've got another one right behind this, so I'm going to save 3 or 5 life here if they do have a bolt for our Mystic. Or is it just a bluff? It's a bluff. That's an interesting scenario, isn't it? We could snap and get a token out of the deal. I mean, I know it doesn't do too much, but let me slow roll this. I'm just going to bring out another Mystic. Take that. Hiya. A lot of hasty guys. I don't think it's worth 1 damage. Just going to stay back. 12 feels pretty good. Obviously, I'd like the numbers to be reversed. Woo! We got 10 butt. Somebody was asking about 8 rat the other day, and I'm like, we should call this deck 20 butt. When I did play with Dreamstalkers, it was like, holy cow. I was like, good luck getting rid of this board via damage, right? Alrighty, a little bit of a slow roll this game. We're going to sit back. We will snap EOT, sit back on counter, turn the little birdie into a Miss Bladey, go from there. Feels like we got this one. Illusions. Good times. That would be really terrifying if you did a spell and your fingers did that. It's like, ugh. Spaghettification. They say that's what theoretically will happen if you get too close to a black hole. You will literally just get pulled, elongated into like spaghetti. EOT. It's on me. Boink. Let's make some birdies. Birdie. Kung Pao, enter the fist fans out there. 1, 2. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I'll attack here. I think I'll keep 1 guy back. Should have probably kept 2 guys back. Whatever. Naked Singularity. Well said. Do I want to keep my little flyers out? I do. I'm going to return the bear, actually. That's kind of a net wash, but I'm going to keep my tokens a-flowing here, and that way I've got 2 critters. Always yield. Now we're cooking with gas. I could sit back on a foil here, but that's a little reckless. What's cool about Mystic style lists, as we saw, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago when I played the Birdstorm, even if they do have an electricity effect, you can reset so quickly. I mean, it's a drawback, yeah. You're like, oh man, wish they didn't do that, but 1 turn later, you're back. Mountain Triple Fireblast. Oh god, I hope not. Talk about looking to the outs. I've always liked this land. It's like the mystery of like, ooh, where's that lead? Some cool little villainous peak. Some citadel of ill fortune. All right, we're taking 2 no matter what here. Got the right board for this sort of attack, huh? Happily trade our Phantasmal Bear. Something else for whatever's going to come our way. Preordain, like that. Let's make some birdies. Look at that. Look at 2 cards, put 1 in your hand, make 2 flyers, and draw a card. Pretty crazy. Well, that's cute. I don't really need snap right now. I guess I'll say top. Put this down, and then we can just hard cast foil. Righto. Let us see if they want to block the ninja. I'd rather trade on offense. We got double mystics. I'm not too concerned with the Moonblade. Who needs a Hydroblast when your opponent just blocks? Okay. Cool with that. Crunch. Generate white mana. Ephemerate the Keldor Marauders. That could get pretty nasty. You could play that with Gutter Snipe. My apologies. I haven't been really looking over the Sunday Challenge lists. I gotta pick up on that. By now, I'd figure there'd be a whole new thing out there, right? Okay, Bear's dead. Opponent's paying attention. These games go much longer. I might have to stop before we reach 5. We will keep keeping that. Attack. These guys are such walls, man. Just you know, maybe I should have played the island there because I'm saving it for foil. It's like, well, duh. If I have 6, I can just double counter. So non-bow. Non-bow control. I've got these dumbbells my son ruined. They're those Bowflex ones that turn and they're locked up, and I've been taking them apart and putting them back together via all these YouTube videos that claim they have the fix, and I can't get the damn thing to work. It just won't rotate. I'm about to throw them out. Come on up. Yeah, I'm guilty of that, Dreamer Stango, for sure. There's those times when I look at what the trick is, and I'm like, I wait for it, and it's like, oh, you can do the real thing here. Don't even have to worry about it. I still like having the Phantasmal Bears. I'm going to keep the 3 we've got. It's just outside of that little land play, which is very cool. You know, they usually do have to use a resource to get rid of it, so I'm a fan of that. Keep the shine off my head. Come on, opponent. There can't be that much thinking going on. Did that. Getting so excited for our kids. The Little League World Series. Our town is in it. So if you got ESPN, even if you don't like baseball, because I don't, but for some reason it's very watchable. So much on the line, and it's so heartbreaking too at this level. So the last 2 weeks are like the best of the best of the best, and they've been playing for months, and so many, just hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands of teams when it starts, and just region by region by region. Now we're in the finals, and it's just, you know, these kids when they lose, they're They're crying, sobbing. It just breaks your heart, but somebody's got to go. Some amazing talent. I remember when my oldest played baseball, just, he was like 8 or 9, and it was like, if I was the coach, I would have taught baseball the wrong way just so we could win, because the kids would always overthrow and then it would lead to runs and stuff. It was like catch, hold. None of this triple play stuff or even a double play at that age, because those kids, the ball would just sail over their head, and what was a single would end up being a home run and everything else. And so, yeah, my wife was really into baseball when we met. She's still into it a little bit, but she knows all the rules inside and out. And then in American sports with baseball, I think it's the strike, which looks like good job or you did it, and then like this looks like no chance, but that's safe. It's like, wait a minute, everything's all backwards. Oh, there is? I didn't know. I used to edit South Park, but that was way back in like the first 2 or 3 seasons. Very hard show to edit, at least for the promo house I worked for, because you could take any line from anywhere and make them say it so that the promo would work, and so they would just overwrite the hell out of it. And so we'd end up doing all these. I apologize. I didn't even look at my hand. I just hit OK. I guess we can keep this. Oh, I thought I had already done that. Yeah, all right, we'll keep it. Just going to foil the Swifty. Yeah, I would agree with that, Dreamer Stingo. Believe me, the only time I turn on baseball is if I want to take a nap. But for some reason, just can't take my eyes off. It's just so much. It just kind of feels like everybody's all in with the kids and the families, and plus every other kid they show on the TV I've seen in town, I'm like, oh, that's so and so, or it's weird to see them up on the big screen for week after week. Episode 9, season 9. God, how many seasons do they have? Crazy. All right. I feel like they got a blast heavy hand here. I'm just glad we haven't had to, we've got a slow start and they're matching us. Good times. All right. We're just going to sit back here. Happy to slow roll this. It's that scenario again. I want to drop that Seer on turn 3, but I really don't want to pitch it just for its effect. I might let it die to a bolt. I got to starch this shirt. The collar's all floppy. My goodness. Anybody in the chat wants to play game 3, as long as you don't have a biased deck against blue and you're a fast player, I would appreciate it, because we've had 2 just slow pokes. Reading every card. Checking the rules errata before every move. That or multitasking, doing the dishes or something. I don't know what's going on. The cards aren't changing. Come on. I give this guy till 7:45 on his clock, and then they're still taking this long. It's just rude. Man, I know we have a VCR somewhere in the house. Are they just falling for the I have a counterspell bluff? I'm liking it. All right. Boy, we can really make this foil pay off. I think if they target this, I'm going to let it go, just because we have Murmuring Mystic right behind it. I think that tempo plays a lot better. That'd be funny if they're sitting on Hydroblast and like, God dang it, that morph card, it doesn't work. It sneaks through. That's another thing I would have gotten rid of. Morph is just so clunky. If I was like a magic tyrant, could go back in time and pull bad ideas. Although it has grown on me a little bit. I used to abhor it. Now I'm a little bit of plus side. Oh, what to do. I'm going to let it go. We'll just treat it like a healing salve. Got another one in our hand. Much more important we keep that Mystic alive with foil back up next turn. Probably pitching Snap to it and our extra island. I think I'll hold it 4 this game. Of course, 6 is a good number too because of the counterspell argument with the hardcast foil. Wish I had like a old Rolodex or digital file of like, you know, once in a while I'll write stats on a list that I'm really happy about and how to play and why this, why that. And I've shared some of them on the community tab, like some of the initial builds of Stompy or Brute Squad, and I have like 6 pages of like finally printed stuff out, and surprised how many people like that. But one of the things I would like to have is like a, you know, kind of a rating of the list, but then also like optimal land count number, just so people know when to hold on to their lands. That's true, Dreamer Stingo, you're right. I'll let this go. Not too worried about Swifty. I'm going to have a lot of creatures to get in its way. And we've got 7 hate spells. Don't really like that, though. All right. I'm going to really hold out on this counter for... well, that's a hell of a turn, isn't it? From 0 to 7. We'll say nope. Pretty sure we're going to have to keep that Mystic alive when we block next turn via the foil. Okay. Not great. Not bad. Got a really fun turn next turn. We'll hardcast Fathom Seer and the Mist, flop it, sit back on foil if they don't have a way to deal with it this turn. Got a weird feeling we're going to have to use foil right now. Three mana. Double bolt would be a problem. I think we got to block Lava Runner. Oh yeah, Dreamer Stingo, Morphin Constructed. Like in Constructed what? Like you talking modern? Is there like just one card that goes to? There's a few. I mean, we've got Birchlore Rangers, Fathom Seer, and Lumathread Field. There's 3. That is rough. All right. I'm blocking Get To here. Yeah, that's a good point, Dreamer Stingo. It's pretty hard to have a mystery, right? And to what end just to do it? Will it live? Will we live? Well, the good news here is we know if they had any sort of a damage spell, they would have played it. So what do they got here? Like a Marauder? Land? I mean, even if they had Pyroblast, they would have used it, right? Almost a little look into the hand, huh? All right, I really like that. I'll play this for sure. Let me slow roll this a little bit here. If we do this, 3... Play this out. Flip it. Okay, draw 2. Whoa, where'd all these cards come from, huh? Yeah, let's do this here. Should we blow up Swifty? I think we do. Let's blow him up. Make a birdie. Got plenty of food for foil, so I don't mind doing this right now. Okay. And next turn we'll do some stuff. For right now, we sit. I'll do this. I'll get in 1 damage. Boink! Oh, definitely Dreamer Stango. I just think there was a clunky design. It just doesn't look good. I remember when that set came out and going to the pre-release, and it was like so, like everybody just kept looking under their cards and like, wait, what was this one again? When you have like, you know, multiples in your list. It's made for a very clunky gameplay. Very unelegant. The MTG equivalent of styrofoam when it makes that horrible noise. Woo-wee. Opponent's going to lose on time if this keeps up. What can they do with that? Not much. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point, Mtmentat. You know, I was thinking of you just the other day. My wife and I don't know why we did this, but we chose to suffer through the original Dune movie. Oh my God. What an abomination that thing is. It's so hard to watch. We'll go here. Do I block with the birdie? Keep our dude alive. I like this play. No, hold on a minute. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, it should have been spelled Doom. No, I meant Dune. D-U-N-E, the first one. My goodness. That was what a surrealistic mess. Most odd movie ever. I didn't foresee that option. Yes, I did. I foresee everything. Alrighty, let's do our little dance here. I'll bring this guy out. Can snap in response to keep him alive. If a bolt shows up, you know, that's a good play. I do believe we're going to attack here. And then we'll snap our Seer. I think that might be the play. Yeah, the one with Sting. My wife kept falling asleep a few nights in a row. And she's like, I got to finish this. And I'm like, why? That was the day we were waiting for Hurricane Hillary, wink, wink. The biggest letdown of the century. All it did was sprinkle. I've been calling that hurricane humidity because that's all it did was just make everything really humid. In fact, our fire alarms kept going off because of the humidity. I guess those use radiation. So don't make a bed out of smoke detectors. You won't live very long. Yeah, when it detects the particles that get between the radiation bands, that's what sets it off. And water molecules do it too. So I learned. I'm going to play these. I'll play this. I'll flip it. That's how we roll. I think we're going to win on time here. Fill up our hand. The illusion of drawing so many cards, but two of them keep getting returned. Come on, give me another foil. Getting a little worried what our opponent's got. Hey, that's cool. That's really cool. Attack. Yeah. I'd consider hydroblasting, but they could just sack it in response, so bad magic. We need to dump our hand. Maybe I should consider a careful study instead of Preordain, right? Get rid of some of these lands. Well, this is curious. All right. Pitching this to us. All right. Take 7. Crunch. You're dead next turn, sir. Discard. Come on now. Boy, these are some long games. Thanks for sticking with me, everybody. Again, don't get too married to this Krovikan Mist. It's great when it shows up, but your deck has to do stuff without that. So we go wide. All right. Good to know. W there. I'm going to roll to a thing real quick, get some more coffee. I'll be right back. Enjoy the birds.
If you've been arrested, damaged, or countered, call the experienced attorneys at Jace, Gideon, and Vincer. Our lawyers specialize in Azorius law and will fight to give you the justice you deserve. Call 1-800-296-7487 for a free consultation. Even if you've manned a vehicle while hydroblasting, our attorneys are on the stack 24 hours a day.
Goblin, fairy, soldier, or mirror, call Jace, Gideon, and Vincer.
Gideon and Vincer. Call today.
And we're back. Okay. Well, when do we cross off what I'm using so I don't use it in a few weeks? We're in the queue. We'll see what happens. Let's go. Hopefully we're not 3 out of 3 with slow players here. Good grief. Double Preordain Raptor. I'll keep this. Yeah. How bad can it get? We'll see. Hopefully I'm not preordaining the future. All right, we're going to need some curfews here. Snaps are going to be in play. Got to be careful to play around all their protection suite. Good draw, good times. Point. Might be able to race here given our level of bounce. Foil might actually end up hitting something to the effect of protection from blue, right? Response to the response. Hey, a player that plays at regular speed. I like it. Starting to think there was something up with the software, man. 2 slowpokes in a row. I think we could have easily trimmed about 20 minutes off of both matches. You always want to have a bird's eye, speaking of that last promo, view of like what your opponent's doing, like the phone rings, somebody at the door, that sort of thing. I usually type in BRB or AFK for away from keyboard or be right back, but whatever the kids are saying these days. Cool. Let's get our guys up. Assuming we'll draw a land next turn, we can flip the Seer, maybe do some stuff. Got to go. There you go. Don't want to see no journeys. All that glitter showing up. All that counter is really quick here. Why not double attack? I really want to see an island here so we can snag and counter whatever effect they've got. Oh, thank you. Sometimes decks just like you, you know? Well, just in case, I'm going to do it on our turn. Because I don't want them to have double protection suite, like if they've got Benevolent Blessing and the something like this. All right, careful what I'm clicking on here. Let's do this escape thingy. Oh, wow. They must just have lands or one land in their hand. Kind of all in on that plan, right? One thing you don't want with all the glitters is bounce. Alrighty, don't think the Moonblade's going to be getting in much. Take 2 of those out. We'll keep our Bounce Suite in. Anything else? Yeah, maybe Echoing Truth, but we'll go from there. There you go. Oh, didn't even... Is that you, Dreamer Stango? I didn't think that was your username. Or are you just implying what we just faced? We will keep this. This is when you just love Curfew, right? Kind of slow roll this a little bit. We got a Centaur. We do. Oh, better write it down. Doughy there. Heroic. Wow, 2 flyers on turn 1. Respectable. God, those are ugly. There's better ornithopters in the world, people. Ugh. I want to get like a sticky note and just put it over the battlefield here. That is harsh. Well, Curfew got really bad really quick. Let's bring out our dude. Didn't know they were going to go so wide against a blue list, but it makes sense with all that glitters. And they've taken a page out of my Thopter list, eh? Or maybe they came up with it on their own. Who knows? Already a 4-8. Good grief. We'll be snapping that. Maybe we'll get another concession right out of the gates, huh? Here we go. Bonk. Snap, attack. Crunch. Bye-bye, strategy. I can't use nobody. There's only 3 of us. Curly from the Three Stooges. It's like, we got to use strategy. It's like, we can't use nobody. We'll get in eventually. Chilling out here. Even if we don't draw lands, we can snap the next thing, drop a mist, and drop a mist. It sounds like a tagline for a commercial, like some nasal mist or something. There we go. Curfew target for us is definitely either the Shinobi later on or what's that guy called? The morph dude. Okay. Do we try snapping here? I think I do. I'm going to go. Hopefully they don't have the trick. All right. I gambled and it paid off. I'll drop the mist. Double trigger here and attack. Now we got respectable guys. Hiya! Missing vigilance. Kankoshami. Hey, thank you for the sub, my friend. Hope I said your name right. I'm sure I didn't. Apologies. Woo! The SS metagame. Much appreciated. Which reminds me, thank you for all the subs out there. If you're on YouTube, remember to do that. What is it now? Ringing the bell, like, subscribe, tell a friend, rent a plane and write a message in the sky with smoke signals. That might be a bit extreme. All right. Diversifying the threats. I like this. I'll probably play the bear out and just let it smash into that warrior token. Curfew is just doing nothing for us right now. We'll need a blocker potentially. Land? All right. Preordain. Fine. Let's go find it the honest way. All right. Like this and like this. Top, top. Top, top, top. Boing. You know, I could just block Phantasmal Bear, bring the bear back. Attack. Whoa. Interesting conundrum here. They can't really block with the Thopters because then they lose all their power. Well, I like that play. Block with the pair. Curfew. I'm not targeting it, and I just get it back. Then I can replay the Fathom Seer and drop the other one too. That'll be pretty fun. All right. Yeah, taught them. Diversify. Don't go all in on anything here. First strike, that's no big deal. We'll block here. That way we'll be able to replay the bear after we play our land again next turn. We stay alive. We do this. They'll probably return their Thopter. It's a net 0, but at least we save 6 life, right? I'm not targeting nothing. How do you make a Phantasmal Bear come back to your hand without killing it? That's how. Why did they not return the Thopter? Token's blocked. Why spend the mana? I guess for a very exuberant mana tithe play, maybe? I guess we'll find out. So I'm going to call their bluff. 1, 2, 3. We'll play this with Morph. Get back a land. Play the bear. We're going to have a pretty hard-hitting crew here. The eclectic crew. That's what I should say. Point. In we go. Draw some cards. Can I get a foil? Thank you. Replay this. Play this. Deck's got some teeth. It's a lot of fun to play. Check out this. Yeah, I guess we attack here, right? We can block. I think we're all right. All that glitters isn't going to be all there much longer with attacks like this. That lives, that dies. Take 4, you're dead next turn, and we do have counter magic. Fascinating. All right. Nice fast match. Let's go. See what we can see. Yeah. Run over to the deck list here. Yeah, I've been fine-tuning this all week. Going back and forth. I had like 3 foils and 2. And my son was like, with that base dad, just go all in. I was like, all right. My lists usually start with a lot of 2 and 3 ofs, and then I slowly get it to where I just want to see X, Y, and Z, and so I turn them into 4 ofs. Yes. Been playing lists so often lately that want to go second. It's nice to do this. All right, I think we'll keep this because of the Preordain. We've got early defense. We'll keep. Definitely had better hands, but thanks for posting the deck list there, Shiraz. I love that website. It just click visual representation, shows you the value of the cards, everything. We got enough bounce here. I'll say bottom on this and top on this. And if nothing changes, we'll just drop that mist and hope for the best. Yeah, you can see all the cards. You can see the values of everything online, offline. Another one of these. All right. I wonder if the kids in the Little League World Series slept much last night. My goodness. You know, I kind of like playing the bear here. This stage of the game, probably eat some early removal. Gonna be frustrated if you're a burn player. You're like, I don't want to use a bolt on this thing. Just looking at it will make it go away. Not many people playing with those, what is it, Fractured Heights, or that land that we saw a couple games ago. Okay, that hits us. All right. Nope. I will Vapor Snag this, though, if they don't drop a mountain. Seems like they're kept a 1-lander, and it's just a tempo play. Yep. Instead of taking 2, you take 1. and have no fun. Stultified. Oh, they do have a land. All right. That's when you're like, why didn't I make that a mountain? Do we just sit back and play the counter game? I think so. I don't want to put a mist out there quite yet. I'd rather have some backup. Counterspell. Pretty obvious. Maybe there's another one right behind it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's just, you know, that's the other reason I didn't play the Dreadmaw, the 6/6, because there's enough effects like that that it's just not worth it on the bear. You know, it's that logic where, like the that outcast that, you know, can't be blocked or whatever in rogue lists. It's like after a while you look down and you're like, wait a minute, that thing's done like 5 or 6 damage to me. When it drops, you're like, I'm not going to waste a good removal spell on that. I'd rather go face. And it's like, nope. Watch this. Yeah, I think I'll do this now. And we'll save it, whatever. Yeah, we'll flip that, drop the mist. I like saying that, drop the mist. It's like a tagline or something, right? Okay. They're like, Fire Blast, good to know. And the festivities, good to know. Would really like a land here. And I can just mist counter. Or another mist. All right, I'll take it. What am I talking about? I do have a land here. It's called Flip. Do I just drop another mist? Just go ultra aggro? Might be pretty cool. Yeah, let's just go aggro here. We'll play... that's pretty formidable. I'll get these things into Fire Blast range instead of Lightning Bolt range, right? List is showing up now. Gotta be careful. We are at 13 life. Oh yeah. Love me some Fathom Seer. I know Paul Cabrillo from Brazil was he had a list with some Fathom Seers. It wasn't illusions. It was just, you know, fairies back when Mystic Sanctuary was a thing. He had a really good list with Fathom Seer instead of a fairy shell. That was a really cool list. Haven't seen them online very often. Of course, I'm not playing tournaments all that often anymore either. What do we got here? 3 to the face. Getting me nervous. So we're at 6. We're at 5. We might be dead here. I like seeing the land. So we're at 5 life if they use everything. Probably going to festivities just to get value. Nope. Okay. Yeah, that's well said, Dreamer Stango. You're right. Kessig, I don't care about. That's good times. Another Vapor Snag target. Cool. All right, 4. Yep. We're at 3. So glad we have... Yep. Sure glad that Forgotten Cave isn't another mountain. I'd be really worried. Look at us beating a good deck. Well, we just win here. I mean, right? I guess I'll do this for a value. Boop. 8, 10, 11. Shoot, we don't have it, do we? What am I thinking? I just play the Seer there and I win. That was dumb. Sitting there looking at Counterspell and... Oh, I had it. Guess I can't do math either. Excuse me. It's been bugging me. I'll show. Apologies. All right. 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now then, we'll get rid of 2 foils. We'll get rid of their Vapor Snag package here. So we're just going to be able to kill their permanents. And what was the other thing I did? I like Phantasmal Bear here. Of course, the 1/3s isn't gonna do too much. We'll get rid of a Shinobi. Bloop. There we go. All right, this is burn. Gotta keep up on the stuff here. Boop. Lost the first one, won the last 2. Hopefully we win this one. Aiming for a 1-4 at this point. I mean 4-1. I'm dumbing myself down. We'll keep this. Probably sit back on Blast here. Wait for a Swifty. Nope. All right. Oh, we know they don't have a Swift in their hand. In that case, I'm going to hold on Raptor. I'm just going to Preordain here. The Mist is pretty good. All this is pretty good. I've already got a Preordain though. So I'll say bottom. I'm going to say bottom here. Something good. I'm glad I hit a 3rd land. Guess we can Island Raptor hold back on Blast next turn. Unless current developments change. What a good card. Another Impulse. Drawing lots of cards. I will counter that. If and when I can. Okay, I guess you show up regardless, don't you? I'll drop here. I don't know, maybe it's a protect the creatures plan. I just don't like them drawing 2 cards. Playing the land, playing the reckless. Yeah, I'm going to counter that. I don't want them getting this far ahead. I'm the one that's supposed to draw cards, darn it. Not you. Take that. Stop your gushing. What is this new devilry? All right. Not good to see. It kills our Mist too. And that. But we can do this too. We'll go Bear first. Into Mist. No, don't do it in reverse. Lava Dart in response and we lose our good creature. Okay. Anything's good here. A land. I might even consider preordaining and looking for some counter magic or ways to turn our guys a little more aggro. I love seeing a natural mountain. Still at 20. Feeling pretty decent. Okay. Not sure why Flame Slash would make a burn list. Very odd. Affinity obvious, but I'd rather just play Smash to Smithereens if... Yeah, let's we'll preordain here. Like this a whole lot. Yeah, this is great. Top. I'm just going to play this dude out again. Keeps pulling removal, that's fine. Just glad our opponent's clicking at a decent rate. Ooh, man. We're like stuck in slow motion those first 2 games. Remember way back when I won with 1 life? I was this close to just going, let's go to game 2. That sort of thing, parallels happen in pickleball, that sport I like so much, where you'll be up like 8-1, and then it feels like we got this, and then all of a sudden, a couple points, and you're like, and then you just start getting really apprehensive, like, oh no, and then it just becomes so, you end up losing that game. It's like, well, what happened? It's fun doing that to people too when you're down like 10-1 and you come all the way back and beat them. Bye-bye, Mist. Bonk. Yeah, they should Lava Dart here too. They're a bit flooded. Just kill the bear. Maybe they forgot it's there. we take the first damage of the game. That's kind of weird, right? 7 lands out and feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'll just have to shoot that. Let's look for another mist or something. We really need a land. We'll say top and bottom. And that way we'll be able to do some stuff next turn. So I want to do this right now in case they have, you know, the Pyroblast. I'll keep my guy back. If not, I'm just going to attack now. I'm really surprised they're letting me hit him with this. Just use the dart. I would be at 16 and I wouldn't be able to attack right now. Are you kidding me? Use your dart, man. You don't need 4 lands. Is he holding double Fire Blast? Even so, just gotta face that one, man. Yep, that's a good little rule, Dreamer Stango, getting a turn 6 against Burn. Good times. This is when I wish I did have Echoing Truth main. Their deck is helping us a little bit by flooding out. All right, that's a better life total, more indicative of what we're facing here. Another? Lordy. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little worried. They do only have 1 card in their hand. That Mystic's going to be hard for them to kill, or at least it'll keep damage off our back. I like this. I'm going to play it and just pretend that we got, like, you know, a 1 mana spell to make a birdie. We don't. How good would Preordain be right now? Oh my goodness. Drop another Mystic, make 2 birds, look at 2 cards, reset. See if my prediction coverage always seems to go where we lose game 1 and then we win the next 2. We actually won game 1, so we can lose this one. Normally this is a big, like, mid-game problem when you're like, oh no, 2 2s. But we're just going to be able to block these all day long. We risk losing the Mystic, but it's better than going to 5. We'll block here. Had Dispel in the sideboard for a while. But with 8 hard counters, I was like, what am I doing? All right. He's gone. Wish it was a real burn spell. Come on, Preordain. Preordain. All right. We'll play this. We'll play this. Pretty lackluster draw there. I'll be happy to trade for one of those tokens if he forgets that he's got Lava Dart in his yard. Can we 2-0 burn? We'll see. Flame Slash. Very weird. Good for you, opponent, although you should have waited in case you drew Monastery Swift Spear. No reason to do that EOT, especially in that shell. The Soothsayer does it again. There's 2 damage you don't get back. Hey, I guess we'll go like this. Would be taking 4 if our opponent played that better. Oh, not what I wanted to see. I'm just gonna hold here. Man. Vapor Snag. So many cards would be good right here. Fathom Seer to really, oh no, now here comes the gas. Please be mountain. Yikes. I got a block. Probably losing our Mystic. Actually, at this stage, I think they're just going to... I mean, we'll be at 1 life if they hit this to our face. We did draw 1, 2 Hydroblasts. It's about right. Boink. Alrighty, off to game 3. Let's see if we can pull this off. Sideboard. I don't think it's worth Echoing Truth just because of some tokens out there. I think we're just going to run this back. Let me do this. Bluff the blast. I think I'm going to call it after this one, guys, just for when I'm looking at the clock and I've got to do enough stuff and then I got to leave for the game and stuff. So, want to play first? Yes. So this will be the show. All right, we're going to mulligan this. Stop it at 4. We've had too many slowpokes. Mulligan again. Not like this. Keep. Creature, creature, creature. Oh boy, oh boy. Guess we go like this. Everything feels bad when you have to mull too. All right, let's open, open, open. Boop. And increase my mouse speed here. All right, let's rock here. And I'm going to bring out the Raptor first. Try to resemble some sort of aggro. We've got Hydroblast back up. Hard to put so many B's together. Talking about buff the blast. Somehow that's easy to say, but the other one isn't. Well, this started off really crummy. Man, that is just the... If he's flooded, this is so bad up for us. 2 for 1 with the... well, not really. With including the mountain, it's a 2 for 2, but... Our tempo's just completely nullified. We molded 2. He's got bear bait in the yard. I mean, at least we can counter something, right? But anything that targets the bear, you never want to counter that. I've seen people do that in a game before, back when these were played a lot. Phantasmal Bear used to be in a lot of 5-0 lists, alongside fairies and such. Might be a time when it's the good call again. You never know. Yeah, I'll counter that. Before I have to pay life. That'd be funny if a spell had ward. It's like when this is on the stack, ward, pay 4 life. That'd be pretty burly. Pop, pop, pop. Here we go. Yeah, I guess I just have to play it. I mean, even if I hit a land next turn, I can just counter something, right? I guess they're not flooded, which is bad news for us. Yeah, Curvik's Torch, you're right. Man, Dreamer Stango with the knowledge today. Somebody had their vitamins and got a good night's sleep. Kudos. Oh, and there's an art walk here in town, so very, very full day. I might enter it next year. I have, I don't know, like 40 masks now. You saw the, we did the, right when COVID started, we did the making of the Gray Merchant of Asphodel, and for like 2 shows I've created that mask. Got some video somewhere. Sure all of you have seen it, but top that I have a lot of other masks. Okay, come on, give me an island. Don't think we're winning this one, guys. Started 2. Our tempo got really stultified there with that Lava Dart play. Okay. I'm surprised Mearshell Crab isn't seeing more play. I mean, that's one of the only effects in Pauper that does that, or that can stop. All right, we're countering this. I don't want them to find lands or whatever else. No more fuel. I don't mind the match. I just don't want the gallon of gasoline. How's that metaphor working out? No draw for you. Match is much worse when there's a gallon of kerosene behind it. Alrighty. Well, I can't really do much with that, can we? Guess we'll save it for a Kessig. It's probably the best case scenario. Where's our Fathom Seer? Let's get some of these lands back in our hand. Or just a land, then I can at least foil. Really surprised they're letting this live, but it makes sense now. They're stuck at 2 lands, which was another reason I wanted to counter that Ren's Resolve. Don't give him the gas. So excited for my son. Double RCQ weekend event. His tournament starts in 50 minutes. Hoping I would not want to be against him. I know dad ego is a thing, and it's definitely the case with me, but that kid is a phenomenal Magic player. I sure wish I grew up. I mean, I was about 18 when I started playing Magic, 1994. Woo! The Wayback Machine. Yeah, we're just going to snap for tempo's sake. What's up, y'all? Nevin Rolls Disc Golf. Nice name. Hope it's not too off topic, but I have a question about Black Sec. Is Culling the Weak just bad? I always hesitate to call any card bad. I guess we don't have to wait this turn. I don't know. What do you think, chat? It's the one that gives you sacrifice a creature, I think, gain 4. I mean, there's some Storm decks that would like to see it. I sure wouldn't use it in Black Sack, though. Okay, I like this. We just have a hard counter. We can stop Kessig from happening. We don't want to see a mountain here. So this is all for Kessig. Yep, unfortunately, my brain remembered exactly what that card did. Yeah, I tried to make it work, but I don't think that's the shell for it. So to answer your question, Nevin Rose Disc, I don't think it's a bad card. It's just very specific, narrow focus. Dude, this bear's done 6 damage. At some point, that mountain's got to get tripped. Are we going to be able to make a comeback? I mean, can we at least draw some draw here? Let's get a Fathom Seer or our 1/5 wall. I'm like, no. We've stopped 3 things. Hydroblast, Counterspell, and Foil. Yeah, at this stage you're like, oh, do I keep taking 2 and giving 1? I do like the name, though, Culling the Weak. When Diablo came out, I know I've told this story before, but it's been a long time. So probably Shirazamon only knows it. And he was probably having a beer, so he won't remember. Just kidding, buddy. Or sort of. But when Diablo came out, my nephew was so, he's a little kid at the time. Oh, thank you for listening to me, Dick. I love you. Hold on a minute here. One thing at a time. He wanted all this Diablo loot that I had, but he always had these grandiose names, like the Forge Master of Ixalan or whatever, and I was like, all right, I'll give you this awesome stuff, but you gotta. I made him a character that he had to use with it because that's how the original Diablo worked. And I made him Tiny Boy the Weak. So if you ever see that username, because he still uses it to this day, and he's a gamer, he still uses it just out of a source of pride. But he always says like, that taught me so much, and that not everything's in a name and stuff. And just to kind of, so Culling the Weak, kind of like, I just like that. If I was a UFC fighter, if I had another like lifetime or whatnot, I would totally be of that ilk where, everybody goes, oh, if he thinks he's going to take me to the ground, he's got another thing coming. Or if he's never seen a fighter like me, blah, blah. Everybody does the same tropes and the same, little taglines and such. And it just gets so old. It would be so refreshing if your nickname, instead of like Iron Mike, it was just the anti-hype. And so they go to interview me, for example, and, it's fight night. And like, so Adrian, how do you think you're going to do against this? And be like, I don't know, that guy's really good. I lost a lot of sleep last night. I'm really worried about this matchup. Just stuff like that. Like, he hits really hard. None of the hype. Just, and then if you won, it would just be that much sweeter. Just the anti-hype. I think that'd be pretty funny. Oh, boy. I think I'm going to hold here, considering snapping that Kessig. We're staying in this. I think we snap our own dude here. I got to get some more value going here. I might live to regret this with Kessig, but the theory is that we could maybe find a Hydroblast out of the deal here. 2, 3. We'll play this. I sure wish this worked both ways when the morph flips over, but it doesn't. All right. Is he going to remember the Lava Dart? Not at this stage, huh? I want him to Lava Dart there. It's like, go for it. I mean, we could always find foil here. Oh, I know he's a popular figure, but I gotta give the Trash Talk title. Macho Man's very high up there, but definitely Ric Flair. If you are perusing any channels with lots of options and you come across anything to do with Ric Flair as a documentary, there's 2 or 3 of them now. They're all very watchable and very good. It's so relaxing to play and not have to worry about my computer freaking out. Highly recommend Origin PCs, ORGIN. Oh, ORIGIN. Or leave it to me to mess up a 6-letter word. All right. Lava darts in the house. Our attack has been very neutered. Flame Slash to the Seer. All right. It's done its job. Job's done. Boy, whatever happened to Hearthstone? Is that even a thing anymore? I remember when that came out, they're like, the death of magic. I remember that phrase was one of the characters in it. I would always say, job's done. It's like some dummy dwarf or something. Alrighty, I'll take that. Let's sit back. Gonna get some aggro going here. Come on, give me some Hydroblasts. I think my wife's nervous. She's like, we gotta go soon. Bottom for sure. Top for sure. Very obvious play here. We'll snap Kessig and then counter it. Let's just get in for 3 here. Boop. Boop. Snap is so unfair. My God. It's like, let me do 2 turns worth of stuff in an upkeep. With that mountain there, I expect Lava Dart. Dude, that I've done 8 damage with Phantasmal Bear now. Pretty crazy. I know the logic. Just not worth a spell to kill it, isn't it? Do I kill that or Kessig? Boy, that's a tough one, guys. What do you think? I think I'm going to counter the Swifty. Yeah, there's the play. Come on, let's just walk into a Hydroblast. Get rid of Kessig before it starts doing that. Good choice. I mean, Dart right now, dude. Get extra damage. Don't remember the Dart. Man, he could do 4 to me if he darted. Save himself some headache. Alrighty. I could have killed this too. Got to pretend like we got Counterspell. We do not. I think we're going to go 2-2 on the day. I know I'm supposed to play 5, but like I said, our little town is in the Little League World Series Finals for the Americas. So in exactly 1 hour, they will be throwing out about the opening pitch. And I will be 1 beer deep already. Pretty early in the day, but hey, special occasion. Like I need an excuse. Yeah, we're losing this one, guys. Hope you like the deck, though. About every 2 or 3 years, we'll dust this thing off, see what new illusions are in town. But I wouldn't go with the Dreadmaw. It's a 6/6 for 2 and 2 blue. Scenario like this, the reason the bear is hit so much is because it's just not worth it. But boy, if you spend 4 mana on something, I considered putting it in the sideboard against, like, you know, walls or non-removal lists. Ouch. Nope. That hurts. some point I might incorporate holdout settlements, things like that. Oh, this is a good play. Yeah, and then now you dart. Well done. Now the dart. We're just dead here. Dart the bear, everything drops. I'm dead. Very nice play, opponent. Oh, or just hit us in the face. Given that we might have counterspells, or there's not much that I can wiggle out of this. Woo! 2-2 on the day. Who knows if we would have gone over the 50-50 hump. But this is illusions. Like I said, I kind of like it. I remember this used to be a really competitive list when around 2008-ish. For some reason it had, I mean, that was before foil and before this list, but it had a really good game against fairies. It was like the thing they didn't want to see, kind of matched them, and their creatures were better in the sky. And I just remember it having a pretty solid edge. It was hard to define, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. But if you build something like this, you know, definitely need to have this card in there, but I just don't think you should be so hell-bent on making sure everything is an illusion. It's great when it happens, but considered cards like Impulse to kind of look deeper for whether it be a counter or, you know, Murmuring Mystic and such. So there's was I running Gush? Oh, but yeah, here's a little Gush wannabe, the Fathom Seer. It's pretty cool. Believe it or not, it took me quite a few months before I even saw the little man in here. I was just like, just looked like a bunch of bubbles, and then I didn't anthropomorphize the water crystal structure there. So, all right, guys. Well, next week I'll probably be playing McSlash's list. I know I said that last week, but I don't know. I just got in an illusion mood. A couple of you teased me online saying that's because I've been so obsessed with the movie Annihilation, and that has to do with illusions. So I guess that comes full circle. Jasper's out with his boy Nims. I hope they're having a good time. I think they went to, what was it, Belgium? I don't know. There was some cool exotic sounding place. But anyway, guys, I'll be back next week. Please keep playing Pauper. I'll see you online a whole lot this weekend. And until next time, adios. Here we go out with, what shall I choose? We'll go with some mystical teachings. Adios, everybody.